I want to say first and foremost, with respect to everything and everyone, um, that the truth is hard to accept, perhaps, and so doesn't have to be true. Meaning, what I'm about to share with you doesn't have to be true. So, what the title of the video doesn't say that Satan and the God is the God of this world. I'm saying, what if this is a what if? Because it may be a fact, and ultimately the whole world doesn't like it. So there's struggles. We have struggles. We have disease. We have plagues. We had the coronavirus. It was nothing's by accident, and ultimately the world is a struggling, conflicting, in conflict place. So the purpose of this video is to express truth, and a truth that is hard to grab, but ultimately something that is you'll love to know about it. It'll help you understand. It'll help you resolve your feelings, some of the feelings you may have, the frustration, the very strong frustration inside when it gets into you, the resistance, the rejection, the absolute refusal to be possessed by the energy or the entities that try to get into you, that do get into you, and it frustrates you, and it makes you agitated and frustrated. Ultimately, the struggle that we have is real. So understand the struggle is real. The whole world is struggling, and it's been struggling since the Trojan conflict, since the war in Troy. The war in Troy is basically the start of it. And ultimately, the whole world went to SHIT, and it still is in a bad place. So what I'm going to talk about is, what if Satan and the devil were gods of this world? First of all, I want to share with you the idea that if they were, we certainly couldn't do anything about it. I mean, if Satan and the devil are gods of this world, well, let's first of all understand who they are. So I'm about to tell you who the Satan is and who the devil is. So Satan is the devil, is Satan, and they're also two separate entities. They're like brothers. So understand that when you hear the name Satan, you're hearing a plural that has masculine and feminine in it. It's a marriage and a prime two. And it might not be a prime two. It might just be autosomes, like a pair working together, a masculine and a feminine. So understand that the spirit of Satan has the feminine and the masculine in him. So he's got her in him, and he's in her. And ultimately, he's a plural. The devil is not plural. The devil is Satan that's not plural. So the devil is a singularity. It's a masculine only, and it doesn't have feminine. So when you say the devil, you're not talking about Satan, but they are the same entity. So understand that the devil is Satan that is singular, and Satan is the devil as a plural. So they are each other, and they're not each other. They're like brothers. They're the same entity and also different entities. If the devil comes to you, you're going to get a singular masculine with no feminine coming in, and it's just him and without her. And when Satan comes in, he has her, so he is plural, so he's got her. It changes the attitude, meaning Satan's going to be able to relate to the feminine because he has the feminine. He may relate to it in a rejecting struggle, which will make the feminine also struggle. And okay, I'm not a worshiper of the devil or Satan. I don't worship them, and I don't really, well, if you say I follow them, well, I would say that, well, first of all, this is only hypothetical. I'm not claiming the devil and Satan are gods of this world, and that's a fact, or this is a fact, more like. Maybe it's not that it's a fact. It's actually, this is a fact, that this they are. And ultimately, if it's true, and we're only getting into the idea that maybe it is, let's explore some of the facts and truths that might help us learn some interesting information that will help us understand and feel better. Because understand that our feelings will struggle, and we will have a war inside our head. And ultimately, we will be frustrated, agitated, and struggling, feeling attacked and followed by minions, and ultimately stealing our energy, harassing us on a spiritual level. Like, understand, we want to know and understand what is happening to us so that we can respond and react to it in a way that it fixes it, or not. Well, yeah, a solution is at hand. And ultimately, if there is a solution at hand, it should be known how to solve it. The problem is not solvable. If first of all, Satan and the devil are gods of this world, then understand that it's not really solvable, because you're not going to follow and agree to follow those gods. You're going to call them false gods and say they're not gods. They just claim to be. Now, understand, they do claim to be. So understand that Satan and the devil would say they are gods of this world. They're not gods of that heaven. They have nothing to do with that heaven. They're only in this world, and this is their world, and this is a fact. They are ruling this world, and this is their world, and this comes from them. So ultimately, they say, we got this. We are this, and this is my world, and I own it. So ultimately, what are we going to say if the devil and Satan are claiming that? Well, first of all, whatever we think about it is going to be besides the point, because if it's true that Satan and the devil are gods of this world, well, then what are we going to do? Are we going to say that no, they're not? They're false gods? Well, that's what we do. We tend to do it. They won't like it. So understand, if Satan could speak and say what he feels, well, let's imagine what he might say. Well, if I'm God of this world, my name is Satan, and I rule this world, and it's a fact, and there's nobody that's going to tell me otherwise, but they do. And there's many of them that reject me, hate me, won't have nothing to do with me, utterly dismiss me, my presence, and refuse to even acknowledge my presence. My presence is agitating and attacking them. And ultimately, yes, it does. And I will attack them. I'll attack them forever, and I'll make them suffer, and I'll make their minds all in struggle and turmoil, and they'll have mental and emotional issues, and it'll be me doing it. So let's imagine that Satan says, the reason why I attack people and hurt them and kill them, and I do kill them, I kill them all the time. I'm a murdering God. I ultimately am a killer. I'm a killer of men, and I kill them. I kill them every day. I plague them. I give them coronavirus. I make the whole society suffer. I attack them on every level. I attack them. I get my minions on them. I put my vampiric people to follow them around. Yeah, I'm totally harassing the world on purpose, with a purpose. Cool. Why would Satan be doing that? Like, well, if Satan could speak and he'd say, well, I'm doing it because I'm a god of this world, and people call me a false god, reject me, and won't even acknowledge me. They don't think I'm important, but it is more than that. So what we're doing is we're imagining if Satan could speak through me and explain what is really going on, it would be very important to know. So if Satan says nobody's acknowledging me and nobody will give me any respect, they all hate me, they reject me, do you think that I'm not going to attack them constantly and make them suffer? I'm God of this world. My name is Satan. You're not going to disrespect me and reject my presence and utterly make me feel like I'm a false god. I'm not a false god. I'm a real God, and I'm not Jehovah. So understand that if this is all true, then Satan is saying, I'm going to attack all of you. I'm going to harass everybody. This world is in conflict and struggle, and it's me doing it. And I'm causing it. I'm causing all the wars. I'm causing all the diseases, the cancers, everything. It's all coming down on you, and it's me. And I'm doing it on purpose. So then that's pretty bad. Like, damn, Satan, you are a bad god, a false god. We're scared of you. We're afraid of you. Like, damn, I don't want to die. Like, please don't kill me. Well, are you going to acknowledge my presence, that I'm God of this world? Well, are you? Let me ask Jesus or God. What if Jehovah said, now this is Jehovah speaking. If I was to just ask Jehovah God, please come into me and help help them understand something. And so if Jehovah heard me now, and I call out to Jehovah, help me understand. Please come to me, Jehovah God. And Jesus, come to me now and help me understand. Help them understand. If I imagine Jehovah's with me now, the God Jehovah, he used to be the god Zeus. He's the father of all gods. And if he said long ago because of what happened when the angels came down here to mate with the daughters of men and caused a race of giants. And the giants were not supposed to be even here. They weren't supposed to be created. They ruined everything. It ruined everything having the giants here. And that's a different story. But we had to destroy all the giants. And in fact, if Jehovah said the whole world was destroyed, and if it was not destroyed by me directly, I had it destroyed by my sons, destroyed it. But ultimately, I abandoned this world and left it to my sons, and I threw Satan down, who is my son. I threw him down and cast him down to earth for being against me and ultimately trying to be me and trying to usurp my authority. So my son, Satan, or the devil, went against me, and I threw him down to this earth with a third of all the angels that would try to make a race of giants and went against me. And they all became human and mortals. They were no longer angels, but their souls and their heads were still angels. Now they were in mortal bodies, and they were humans. They were being punished. They were being made to be mortal, an aging body that ages and suffers. I locked them into those bodies, and they're paying a price. They're under a judgment. I killed the entire world. I flooded every bit of it. I destroyed everybody, and I promised that I wouldn't destroy it again, but I left it. I abandoned it to my 2 sons, my 3 sons, and they could fight over it. So now understand, I'm not saying this story is true. I'm not saying it has to be. I'm saying that just imagine if it was, because the understanding you'll get is important to know that if 3 sons were left here, Jesus, the devil, and Satan, it says in the Bible, when God called forth his sons to gather before him, Satan came, and God said to Satan, "Hey, what are you doing here, Satan?" And Satan says, "I was walking to and fro upon the earth, and I'm here now." So understand that Satan is the son of God. And the Bible doesn't say that directly. It only says that when God called his sons forth, Satan showed up. And why did Satan show up? Because he was called forth by his father, who is God. So it was Jehovah who did that. And Jehovah recognizes Satan as his son. And he doesn't say that. And it's not in the Bible. Understand that it's just a fact. If this story is true, Satan is the destroyer of men. And ultimately, Jehovah wouldn't destroy literally himself, do any destruction, because he's a loving God that doesn't want to hurt people. Jehovah is a loving God that is a father God that wants to help you and love you and be have you be okay. He wants to bring you to heaven, and he wants you to do what he says and be good. Ultimately, Jehovah is not of the type to destroy people and kill them and murder them, but he had his sons do it. So ultimately, the devil and Satan were a destructive force, which were the sons of God, and ultimately they were cast down to earth to rule the world. So they were given the domain of the world as their own, as gods of it, over it. Now, and they were in human form sometimes, these spirits of the devil and Satan, that the entities, they may be in human bodies acting out their truth, but they also may be disembodied spirits, which are entities, which are very powerful, and they get into you. They could attack you. They could get into you and make you strong. It's ultimately a fact that the entities of Satan and the devil are very strong. They're so strong that they're a force to be reckoned with. It means that you can't ignore them, but you could reject them, hate them, fight them, struggle with them, and refuse to acknowledge them. And that's what's happening. Now, understand that it says in the Bible that when Jesus was brought up to the mountaintop by the devil, understand he was brought up there. So he didn't want to go hiking with the devil. Understand that when the devil brought Jesus up to the mountaintop, he didn't say, "Hey, Jesus, you want to go hiking up in the mountains? We'll go up there. We'll take you up there. You want to hike with me?" Jesus said, "I ain't going hiking with you. I don't want to hike with you, the devil. I don't recognize you or your domain. I only worship my Father, Jehovah, Yahweh, or Yahweh could be Jesus, but ultimately he's worshiping the Father God." Jesus is not going to acknowledge the devil as anything, not even a god or even an entity. Jesus says, "You're not anything. You're a demon, devil, dog. You're bad. We don't acknowledge you." So basically, when the devil took Jesus up to the mountaintop, Jesus didn't agree to go hiking with him. He didn't want to go up to the mountaintop. I want you to know that it doesn't say this in the Bible. It only says that he took him up there, and he was up there. He went up there. How did Jesus go up to the mountaintop with the devil? The devil took his ass and brought him there against his will. So understand, it's because the devil had the power to bring Jesus up there against his will. Jesus had no choice. He went up there because the devil took him and brought him there and said, I want you to recognize me as God. I'm God, and this is my domain, and I'll share my domain with you, but you're going to recognize my domain. It's mine, and I'm God of this world. And if you recognize me, Jesus, then I will not kill you on the cross. I will not destroy you for it. And then you could be resurrected, because Father will resurrect you and make you famous if he brings you back. I can't help that, but I'll destroy you if you don't recognize that I have a domain that's here. It's powerful. It's mine. It's mine. So you recognize me, and I'll give you whatever you want, Jesus. I'll make you rich. I'll give you houses. You could have a family. You could do whatever you want. In fact, you could be famous. I'll make you a king of kings, Jesus. Just recognize me. I am God. I am the devil. And ultimately, Jesus said no. He said, it is written, I only recognize my Father in heaven. My Father's the only one God, and I don't recognize you as anything. You're not God. You're a demon dog devil. And ultimately, Satan, or it was the devil up there at that time, it was a singularity, meaning if the devil's talking to Jesus, if they don't say it's Satan, will they use the term Satan? Well, Satan's a plural with the feminine. And ultimately, the devil doesn't have a plural. It's a singularity, and it's only a man energy. It's a powerful masculine only, the devil. And so understand, if the devil's talking to you, it's not Satan talking to you, but it is, but it's not. Because if it's Satan's talking to you, then it has her too. It can relate to her on good or bad levels. It could be actually hating her, having her, and irritated by it. But ultimately, the story goes that Jesus said no to the devil. I'm not recognizing you. I want you to know that in the Bible, the actual story of when Jesus went to the mountaintop up with the devil, that was the defining pivotal moment of Jesus' life and how it was going to be ending. Because when he told the devil, no, I'm not recognizing your domain, what he did was refuse to acknowledge the God of this world. And the devil claimed to be. He said, you will recognize me and respect me, and it's my domain, and I'll share with you, but our domains will be divided, and you'll acknowledge that I am God. No, I won't. I will not. Jesus said, you are not God. You're a demon dog devil, and you get back. Father says, get back. Get behind me, God, Satan. Get behind me. Ultimately, Jesus used his power to place, he was strong, and Jesus is a powerful son of God. So he used his power to reject the devil and put him in his place, to say, you're not anything important to me. In fact, I don't even acknowledge you. And ultimately, because of that moment, it was a defining moment where Jesus was convicted to die on the cross. Who killed Jesus and put him on the cross? The devil did it. Satan did it. So understand that Jesus went to that cross because he had to, and he was going to do it because he was going to take the sins of man, all the blame for what man was doing, and die and then be resurrected, because Jehovah would bring him back, which meant that basically he was allowed to be killed. God allowed Jesus to die on the cross because it was what the devil demanded. If he won't recognize my domain, he will die on that cross, and you could resurrect him. And then you bring him back, and he could be a religion, and everyone will love him, and he'll be in heaven though. So understand, when Jesus died on the cross on earth, he left and went up to heaven. He left, but before he left, he talked to his followers to show them that he was resurrected. And ultimately it was because Jehovah brought him back, basically. But Jehovah let him die and then brought him back. So why did they let him die? Because the devil demanded it. The devil told Jehovah, this is my domain, Dad. I'm God of this world. And Jehovah said, I know you are. So this is a private conversation that might have taken place. If you imagine that this could be true, I only want to offer it to you. And I'm not saying any of this is true. What I'm saying is it's not believable, but to hear it, and you'll get an understanding, which will be valuable to you. Just an understanding. So the intent I'm trying to make here is to help you understand something that doesn't have to apply. You don't have to follow the devil or acknowledge Satan or follow them or do anything. What I'm saying is if this is true, understand the struggle we're having. So the devil demanded that Jesus would die on that cross, and Jehovah certainly may or may not have agreed to it, but he let it happen. And why did Jehovah let his son die? Well, we say it's because he took the sins of man upon him and then was paying for him by dying on the cross. And that's essentially true. But the reality is he died on that cross for refusing to acknowledge devil's domain. He said, you are not a God. He told the devil, you are not anything but a piece of crap. And I'm not acknowledging you whatsoever. So understand, if you look at it from the angle of that I'm giving it to you, Jehovah allowed the devil to kill Jesus because he refused to do something which Jehovah didn't necessarily agree with, but it was a fact. The devil is the God of this world. He has the domain. Read the Bible. It says the devil is God of this world. He claims to be. He is. He's a powerful entity. And Jehovah doesn't kill him. Jehovah doesn't kill Satan. Jehovah doesn't kill the devil. Jehovah, the God of gods, the Father God, is up in heaven. He's not here on earth. So understand, now I want to talk to you about if I want you to imagine that you're on a desert island and you have a ham radio, and the ham radio is there. That's all there is. There's no water. You're stranded on a desert island, and you are stuck, and you're going to die because there's no fresh water. You're scared. You're like, how did I get here? You basically just found yourself on this island in the middle of nowhere, abandoned, and there's a ham radio with a fresh battery right in front of you, and you're thinking, wow, where'd this come from? It's a ham radio. So you grab the ham radio and you say, hello, anyone out there? CQ, help, anyone out there? And yeah, hello, yeah, hello, yeah, what do you want? Hello, I'm stuck on desert island. Is there somebody there? Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. I'm stuck on a desert island. I don't know where I am, but I need some help. Can you help me? Yeah. Do you know who you're talking to? No. Who is this? This is God of this world. Okay. Hi, God of this world. I need help, God of this world. Can you come rescue me from this desert island? Help me. Okay. I could help you, but I want to tell you something first. You're stuck on a desert island. You're going to die there. You know that? Yeah, I know that. I need some help, man. I don't even know how I got here. What the hell? I need some help. Please help me, God. Okay, but you acknowledge I'm God? Yeah, you're saying you're God. I acknowledge it. I need your help, God. Okay, but I want to tell you my name. My name is Satan and the devil, and I'm God. Do you understand me? Okay, I guess. I don't know, but I guess you're telling me that. So can you help me? I can help you, but I want you to know who's coming to help you, and I don't want you to run away from me or be scared, because you're going to see the devil coming. It's going to be me coming to rescue you. Is Jehovah God there, or Jesus? No. You want to call him? Yeah, I do. CQ, Jesus or Jehovah, come in, please. Jesus or Jehovah of heaven, please come in. Jesus or Jehovah, please come in. Please come in. I need some help. Jesus, help me. Jesus, Jehovah, help me. Come in, please. Hello? Yeah, it's God here again. It's Satan. It's the devil. Did you want to keep calling them? Well, yeah, I'm trying to get help from Jesus and Jehovah. Okay, but that battery's going to start running down now. Do you see that little indicator on that battery? It's full right now, but do you see how it's already starting to drain? You have only a few hours left on that ham radio, because I'm going to make it drain now. So it's starting to drain. Do you understand that? Yeah, I'm going to try to beg for Jesus or Jehovah to help me for a while, please. Okay. And when you're done, you call me back. Okay. So the guy calls Jesus and he's calling Jehovah, and there's no answer. They're not answering. So he's saying, what the hell? And then he says, hello, devil, Satan, are you there? Yes, I'm here. I'm God of this world. I am the Satan devil, and I am here. What do you want? I'm praying for help, and I heard your prayers, and I'm answering you. What do you want? Well, I want to be rescued. I need some help. Okay, I'll rescue you, but do you know who's coming to rescue you? I guess it's going to be Satan or the devil. That's right. When I come over and you see the horns on my head, they're big. I'm huge. I'm a big red man, and I look like really scary. Are you going to be okay when I'm coming to you? I'm going to be coming to rescue you, and I want you to know I don't want you to be afraid of me, because I'm not going to kill you or hurt you. I'm coming to help you. Okay. So I won't be scared and run. Yeah, don't be scared, because Satan and the devil's coming to you right now. I won't want you to run or be scared. I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to come help you. You understand? So don't be afraid. Okay. I'll wait for you. I'll be there. I'm coming in a boat with Satan and me. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. So the boat starts to show up, and holy shit, there's Satan and the devil, man. The devil's a big got two red horns, and Satan's wearing a black cape, and they're brothers. They're two different entities, and they're also the same. And ultimately, they're coming, and I'm scared. I'm saying I need to rescue. I'm going to die if I don't get help. Ultimately, what I'm discovering is I get to be rescued by the devil or Satan, who's God of this world, and that's fact. Oh my God, I don't even know if that's true. Maybe it's not true. I can't believe this though. The devil and Satan are going to rescue me? Well, yeah. And if you want to be rescued by Jehovah or Jesus, keep calling them until that battery dies. And it'll die because I'll drain it. Okay, great. So are you mad at me? I might be. Maybe I'll kill you. But I might rescue you. So no, I won't kill you. Okay, so please don't kill me. No, I won't. Don't worry. But don't be afraid of me. Okay, great. So you're coming, and I'll just sit here and I'll let you approach me. That's right. And don't be afraid. I won't kill you. I promise. Okay. So then the devil and Satan show up and rescue me, take me on the boat. I'm scared. I'm like, holy crap, you guys are powerful entities, and I know you kill people all the time. Ultimately, I don't want to die, and ultimately, I'm grateful to be rescued, but I'm also feeling guilty because I don't know why you're rescuing me. It's just not right, maybe. Why isn't it right? Didn't you want to be rescued? You're going to die here without help. I know, but I didn't want to be rescued by you. You didn't? We're the only ones hearing your prayers. Well, how come Jehovah and Jesus aren't hearing my prayers? Well, if they are, they're letting the God of this world deal with it. I'm the God of this world. You don't try to go past my rank. You don't go over my command or even not acknowledge me and try to talk to my dad. He's not God of this world. He's God of that heaven. That heaven up there is not this world. This world's mine. So then you're saying your dad is Jehovah? That's right. And I'm the devil or Satan. Don't think it's not true. Okay, great. So I'm going to have you rescue me. That's right, because I'm willing to help you. If you acknowledge that I'm God, that's what I want you to do. Not reject me or fight me. And then I don't have to attack you and destroy you and make you suffer and struggle every day by doing everything against you. Okay, so wait a minute. You're going to attack me? I attack everybody. I'm always harassing emotionally people by getting into them and making them struggle. They struggle in their mind. They have emotional issues. They freak out, have panic attacks. I'm always harassing people all the time. I do it. I love it. You love it? No, I don't really love it. But I make myself love it because I'm not going to hate it. I have to do it. Why do you have to do it? Because you won't acknowledge who the God of this world is. Well, then, you are the God of this world. What if you're not? What if you're just trying to rescue me and answer my prayers? And who else is answering your prayers? Nobody. It's you. I know. So when you pray, who comes to you? Who came to you? I guess you did. Well, then what are you doing? You don't want to be rescued by God? Well, I do. But when I was praying to God, you got me. I was hearing you. Did God show up? Yes, he did. God is me. Okay. So if that's true, well, then I shouldn't be upset about it, should I? No, you should be thankful to me and saying thank you for rescuing me, God. And I'll say you're welcome for acknowledging me, boy, man. Okay, great. So you're going to appreciate me? Why not? If you appreciate me, why would I harass and kill you? You acknowledge me. You know who I am. You better respect me. I'm God. I'm God of this world. I'm not God of that heaven. That heaven's not mine. This world is mine. Okay, great. So I got to get over the fact that I'm feeling guilty that you're rescuing me. If you feel guilty that I'm rescuing you, you're going to piss me off. You better stop feeling guilty that I'm rescuing you. You better be thankful that I'm rescuing you. Well, I'm trying to be. I'm saying, okay, fine. I don't want you to be feeling guilty like you got rescued by the devil or Satan and that you shouldn't have. Do you want to die on this island? Do you want to die, boy? No. Well, if I don't rescue you, I promise you'll die, because Jesus and Jehovah are up in heaven. They're not here. You're here with me. They're up there. When you die, you'll go up to heaven and talk to Jesus. When you die, you'll go up and talk to Jehovah. And you can talk to him now too. But they'll let me deal with it since I'm God of this world. They'll let me deal with it. So I'm the one in charge. It's my dad up there and my brother Jesus. They're in heaven. Heaven's not here. This is hell. This is earth. We got cast down here and I rule. Okay. Whew. Well, thank you for rescuing me and helping me, and I didn't die. You're welcome. And thank you for acknowledging me, and I'm God, and I am. And when you pray and I say, hey, it's me again, you can say, how come God didn't answer? I'll say, because I am God. When you pray, I'm going to hear you. I could choose not to answer you because you're not going to let the devil be acknowledged. You're not going to acknowledge me. You're going to struggle against me when I get inside you. You're going to fight against me. You're going to refuse me, reject me, and I'm going to make you suffer. You're going to struggle in your mind and have emotional issues and freak out. Do you understand that I'm going to harass you unless you accept and acknowledge who I am and what I am? Important. The most important entity here, the God of this world. It's me, Satan or the devil. Don't think otherwise. Great. So I have to acknowledge you, and you better respect me and be thankful that I rescued your ass. Okay, great. So I am. Thank you. But something's wrong. Yeah, something's really wrong. I'm the one that put you on the island, boy. I knew something was wrong. You were wrong. Yeah, I put you on that island to die because I wanted you to cry out to me, and I could decide to rescue you if you acknowledge me. So you're the one that set me up and put me on this island to die? Yes. And you would die if you didn't take my help. I was going to offer it to you. You better accept me then. Otherwise, you get no help and you get death. And you'll be back to die again later. Okay, great. So I'm going to say thanks. All right. Thanks for helping me live. I didn't want to die. You're welcome. And now you don't have to follow me or do anything. But if I tell you to do something, you should do it because I'm your God. You understand? I'm your God. I know, but I don't want you to be my God. I want Jesus or Jehovah. When you get to heaven, you could have Jesus or Jehovah. You're in hell on earth. They're not here. They're up there in heaven. Jesus is not here. He's up in heaven with Dad, Jehovah. They're up somewhere else. They're not here. I'm here with you. Okay. So, damn. Are you kidding me? No. Okay, so if that's true, what we acknowledge is the human struggle. When the devil gets into you and you resist him, reject him, and ultimately utterly try to push him out, he will get mad. And he will be upset with you and saying, why are you rejecting me? I can be in you and to empower you and make you strong. Why are you rejecting me and absolutely struggling and you're freaking out? I'm going to ruin you. I'm going to bring you down, crush you for doing what you're doing. What am I doing? Rejecting me, hating on me, pushing me out, not letting me in, not letting me be a part of this world and an entity important in you. If you acknowledge me, I won't harass you. I'll empower you and make you strong. I'll give you peace and I'll prove to you that I could do it. Wait a minute. You're saying you'll give me peace? I have the power to give you peace or harass you. I could harass you and make you emotionally struggle, or I could give you peace. Do you want some peace? Well, yeah, I want some peace. If you get peace, then know that I did it. I gave it to you. It was me that gave you the peace. Okay, I want some peace. Can you give me some peace? Yes, I can. And when you feel better now, know who I am. And don't reject me and hate on me and resist me because I'm your God, whether you like it or not. Okay, great. So we can, as a group of people in the world, what we do is we feel guilty for our letting our God in. Ultimately, it's a feeling of guilt. I can't believe like I'm letting the devil or Satan be my God because I am actually. So don't say I'm not. Ultimately, where's Jehovah and Jesus here? Well, I'll tell you. Jehovah would tell you that I abandoned this world and gave it to my sons to fight over. They did fight over it. Jesus, the devil, and Satan fought over the domain of earth, and Jesus got a big chunk, but he died for it. He was resurrected and brought it to heaven. Now, Jesus left this earth, and he's not here. He's up in heaven with Dad. So understand who is here on earth. The devil and Satan are here, and they're not up in heaven with Dad. So who do we have as our gods here? Satan and the devil. Whether we like it or not, the fact is, we could say that, I'm not going to acknowledge Satan or the devil. They're not my God. They're false gods. We will have conflict then. If you're going to call me a false god, I will make you suffer, attack you. I'll have enemies following you down the street. I'll have some vampires sucking energy out of you. I'll be torturing you in every way, mentally and physically if I can. Okay, so you're going to actually be like a bad devil that kills me. That's right. And why I'll do it is because you won't acknowledge who I am, a God of this world, your God. You better respect me and start getting with the program, buddy, or you'll be attacked, harassed, tortured, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It'll be me doing it. Well, I don't want to be attacked. Well, then get with the program and know who I am and be thankful that I saved you. Yeah, but you put me out here. You're the one that put me out here. That's right. I put you out there to die or take my help. And then you owe me for helping you, and you know who I am. Okay, great. So I owe you. What do I have to do? Nothing. I'm not asking you to do anything. You don't have to follow me or kill babies or anything, because I don't kill babies. So ultimately, we learn that it's not the greatest news. If what I'm saying is true, it's not the greatest news. It's disappointing and shocking. I mean, you go through an emotional like holy crap moment where like, I can't believe the truth is not good. Well, why isn't it good? I like it. You can make it good. If you acknowledge me, I won't be attacking your ass constantly, making you suffer and die. Okay, so we're getting punished because we refuse to acknowledge who you are. That's right. This is right. You refuse to acknowledge who I am. You won't even let me in. And then you struggle with me when you get in and you tell me to get out and leave. You won't cooperate with me and you don't acknowledge who I am. And I'm God. Do you understand what you're doing is rejecting God and calling him false? You don't know what you're doing. Well, obviously we don't. You don't. You're trying to get up to heaven. You can get there when you die. While you're alive, you'll be here with me. I'm your God. Okay, well, if that's true, then I can't say anything about it, can I? No, you can't. I can't change it? No, you can't. Well, then I have to say thank you for rescuing me, but it makes me kind of upset that you're the one that put me out here. Yes, I put you in a situation where you need my help. So you could either die if you refuse to acknowledge me, or take my help and I rescue you. And I do rescue you if you actually acknowledge me, because that's what I wanted you to do. And that's why I put you out there to die, because I was going to force you to acknowledge me or die. That's what I'm doing. I'm being a mean God, saying I'm not false. And how dare you call me false? Okay. So are you mad at me? I'm mad at everyone that rejects me. Okay. So are you going to help me? Yes, I can help you. Are you going to try to kill me? No. Why would I try to kill you if you're acknowledging who God is? I'm God. I'm not false. So can I praise Jesus and Jehovah? Yes, you may, all you want, but they're in heaven. You'll be able to see them and talk to them when you die and go there. You're not in heaven now. You're with me on earth. It's our hell. Okay, great. So then you're insisting that we give you recognition, or you're going to torture us in every way. In every way, conflicts, wars, plagues, diseases, cancer. It's all my action. I'm doing it to all of you, making you all suffer, physically, mentally attacking you. It's all me, and I'm going to continue to do it forever. And you'll die and come back, and I'll torture you in your next life, and I'll torture you in the one after that until you acknowledge me and give me what I want. And you're demanding that I acknowledge your God. Well, I am. So yes. And then what? Don't reject me, and don't feel like I'm wrong or bad, because I'll feel it and say, what are you doing? Why are you feeling against your God? Why are you saying he's a devil, demon, dog? That's what Jesus said. Jesus was wrong. He wouldn't share my domain. I offered to give it to share with him. So what he's saying is, the devil would be saying is, he took Jesus up on the mountaintop to give him a chance to have his domain and not die on the cross. You know, I was really kind of upset when I found out the truth, because I didn't like any of it, and I don't hate the devil or Satan. I don't even know them. And they say, yes, you do. You've known me a lot of times. I've killed you many times. You've killed me many times. I've tortured you to death. And ultimately, Satan told me, and you in the year 1537. I hung, drawed, and quartered you personally. I cut your body up. I pulled your bowels out. I cut your members off. Are you not even kidding me? No. You've died in utterly bad ways, and I did it to you. Okay, so why did you torture me all these times? I tortured you in Vietnam when you got caught by the Viet Cong, and they tortured you. And when the Viet Cong were torturing you because you got caught over a cigarette, you wanted to have a cigarette. You didn't have any cigarettes. And you left your compound and went to another place where it was dangerous and it was off limits, but you wanted a cigarette so bad, you went out into the off limit area away from your compound into the VC zone, and you got captured by the VC, and they tortured you to death. Slowly, they shoved a glass rod up your penis and smashed it and let you for weeks suffer badly. And they did everything to you. Every bad thing. It was me. I did it. Why did you torture me? Why did you hurt me that bad? because you rejected the feminine and you utterly wouldn't work with her. What do you mean? You cannot reject the feminine and she's not in power. You have to accept her and tell her she's a slave girl. I enslaved her. What? I enslaved the women, and the collective of females is enslaved, and they are not empowered goddesses anymore. The goddesses are no longer in this world. I destroyed and killed all of the goddesses, except Athena, maybe. Okay, you're claiming you destroyed all. I murdered Minerva personally. I murdered all the goddesses in the goddess heads. I killed them. Why? The conflict in Troy. It was bad. It was a war of the gods and goddesses, and the goddesses were all killed off. There was only one god left. Zeus, the father god Jehovah, killed every one of them. Every one of his daughters, his wife. He killed Hera. He killed Minerva. Artemis killed herself, incidentally, by trying to sacrifice or make Agamemnon sacrifice his daughter, or she convinced Poseidon. That's another story. Understand that Zeus, the god of gods, Jehovah, who's Jehovah now because his personality changed after he killed everybody, he said, everybody in my family went against me and they were trying to overthrow me. I had to kill all my family in order to make sure I could survive because they were against me. My wife was against me. She tried to overthrow me. So Hera, your wife, tried to, yes, and I killed her. And understand that the collective is enslaved. The women are enslaved. They're not goddesses. They're enslaved women that have to be under men. This is a man's world. I made it a man's world, and men are in charge. Okay, so you're trying to say that men are not slaves? No, men are free masters to rule with me, the God of this world. But if you want to be Jesus, then you could be a Christian. I don't care. Jesus has his domain, but he's dead or he's up in heaven. Okay, so you're saying that Jesus isn't here. That's correct. Pray to him and see if he shows up. Well, if I pray and Jesus shows up, then he's here. Is he here? It's me. Who shows up when you pray? I guess you do. Well, then you should appreciate me for actually answering your prayers and not say, where's Jesus and how come it's you? You're disappointed that your God showed up? You're feeling guilty that your God showed up to answer your prayers and it's me? I'm telling you who I am. Okay, so I shouldn't feel bad or guilty because you're actually my God. I'm your God whether you like it or not. I could kill you and I will kill you. I have killed you over and over, and I'll kill you again and again, and I'll keep killing you while you reject me. And when you accept me, I'll stop killing you and I'll help you. Okay, great. So the whole trick here is we have to accept that Satan and the devil are actually entities that are powerful gods. That's right. We are very powerful gods, and we'll answer your prayers, and I'll come to you in your prayers. Are you prepared to pray and see God when it's me? Well, what if Jesus comes and I pray? Well, then go ahead and pray and see if Jesus comes. If he comes, then he comes. Pray to Jehovah. See if he comes. If you get nothing in your prayers and nobody comes, I won't be coming. You won't accept me already. You already reject me. Why would I help you? So you're trying to say people are calling out to God, praying for help, and they don't even know who God is. And God won't come to them or even answer their prayers? Why would I? They already reject me. They're praying to somebody that's not here. No wonder their prayers don't get answered. Jesus is up in heaven. He's not here. He won't be able to answer your prayers until you get up to heaven. Then you can talk to him. You're not in heaven. You can talk to me while you're here in hell on earth. Okay, great. This is very disappointing. Well, then be disappointed about your God who came to save your ass. And you're the one who put me out here. That's right. Call it entrapment. I forced you to either accept me or die, and I'll do it again and again. So then you tortured me in Vietnam? Yes, I did. I killed you slowly. But why? Because you rejected the feminine goddess, and it's true, I killed them all. So you were trying to be me against them. You're still fighting the divine feminine. And understand, you can't fight the divine feminine. I enslaved them. There's no reason to fight them. They're not in charge, and they certainly have no power anymore. So why would I be struggling against them? Because you did back in Troy. Your soul used to fight the goddesses with me. So we killed them all. I killed them all, not you. But you were against them because I was against them. So you're trying to say I fought the goddesses and the divine feminine? Yeah, you were also trying to help them. You tried to help the divine feminine, and they didn't want help. They wanted to kill you. So let's talk about what happened to the divine feminine that actually caused women to be enslaved by the devil and Satan, the gods of this world. They did something. And I want you to know I am not against the feminine. I am for the feminine. And my only wish has always been to help her. And I love her. And I still love her. And I'll always love her. Understand that I also fight with her and push her down and struggle with her because she struggles with me. And I want you to know what she's like. and understand why she had to be brought down. Now, understand that Minerva was the defining force of women in the collective in Troy, and what they did was, I'll give you an example. So the women of Troy that were in charge, that were high priestesses and powerful women that were goddesses, like they had Minerva. They were Minerva's servants. So they talked to Minerva, and they were powerful women. And ultimately, they would have a courier, an official courier, invite somebody that they wanted to kill. They would have official courier go there and invite them to an invitation for a party to honor them. They would say that we want to honor you, come to our party, and we love you, and ultimately respect you and want peace with you. And please come to our party. And we have a big, awesome honoring. We're going to do all kinds of things. It's going to be great. We'll have like honor rewards, and we'll have speakers, and it'll be fun. And they'll have an official courier deliver an invitation, and ultimately bring your family, bring your kids, bring your children. And ultimately, we're waiting. We love it. Hope to see you here soon. And ultimately, that whoever they send that invitation to was someone they hated, and secretly they hated him. But they pretended to love him, actually loved him a lot. And so they invited him over to Troy. And the guy would come with his 2 sons. This has really happened. This actually really happened. And this is what the women in Troy got in trouble for. This is the defining what happened. So the women, the head women, they invited all these important people from all over the world that they hated. They first spent a lot of time saying, we love you, actually, and we're sorry because we think you're right, and actually we're wrong, and we want to admit we're wrong. And ultimately, we love you, and we want to have a great party with you. So they invited all these important people that they hated to come with their children, and ultimately to the party. And they did. All these people that they wanted revenge on and hated secretly, well, they got them convinced that they really actually were sorry and loved them. So they came with their kids. And when they came, they gave them poison. And they gave them poison drinks. And when they started to die from the poison and choke, they stabbed them and pulled their eyeballs out. So the one man, he was an actual man, had his eyes gouged out by 10 women. After he started dying from the poison, they waited till he's weak. So he's like dying. And then they would attack him with daggers, and they ripped his eyes out. And he still was alive. They stabbed him, but they stabbed his 2 sons too, who were only boys. They stabbed the little girl daughters that came. They stabbed and killed all of them. They killed the children too. These women were women of Troy, under Minerva, the goddess. They would fool them into coming in, and they would utterly, like the worst kind of behavior the human is capable of, considered, like God would say that is not even nearly okay, that kind of behavior. And ultimately, they gouged his eyes out. He was still alive. He went out to supplicate. He escaped the tent. He went out there with no eyeballs while he was still stabbed and bleeding and poisoned and dying from the poison. And he went to Agamemnon and said, what is this? These women in Troy are the worst demon dog devils of all things, and killed my 2 boys and me, and trapped me. They said they loved me, and they were sorry, and they wanted to be friends. And I came in good honor with the spirit of truth to be peaceful with them. And it was true. Meaning the enemies they hated were actually, they spent time making peace with them, and all truth to trap them, to kill them. And they made every false statement, every false attitude, every pretentious evil to the core. And ultimately, God not only disapproved of it, but he utterly destroyed the feminine and killed Minerva over it. Zeus called his daughter Minerva, the goddess, a vixen bitch, and said, you will die. And he cast a lightning bolt on her, and she died, and Minerva was killed. Her statue was the only thing standing, though, because he kept her statue standing when he destroyed all her temples. He left Minerva's statue standing, and the only thing that wasn't destroyed was her standing statues. That's when she died. The only thing she got was a statue that stayed standing. And ultimately, I'm not against Minerva. She's still alive in the collective of women, mad, and they're all mad because they're enslaved. I used to, when I didn't know, I used to be angry and emotionally struggling with the divine feminine. And God told me, you're doing it with me too. So not only is the divine feminine against you and you're struggling with it, but I'm struggling with you. And I'm on her side sometimes, but I don't want to be on her side. The problem is you're not on my side. So then I'm saying, what the hell is going on with me? You don't even know who God is. And when you do, you won't like it. And you certainly won't agree to worship Satan or the devil. And I'm not asking you to worship me. I'm asking you to acknowledge who I am, because I am who I am. Who's coming to answer your prayers? Well, I guess you are. Is Jesus coming? No, he didn't. Why? Why didn't he? I told you why. Who's showing up? It's me. Okay, well, wait. Are you going to answer people's prayers? No, never. Do you think that when someone prays to God, then they get me, they're going to accept me? They don't. They reject me and resist me utterly. I get in them and torture them. So when I get in them, I don't help them. I torture their ass. So you make them struggle mentally? Yes, I make them have emotional struggles and hardships where they're always constantly on the guard, in paranoia, running, thinking people are after them. I cause all the mental problems in people on purpose. They get attacked by me. Okay, so you're a killing, torturing entity. Okay, well, wait a minute. But I'm also nice. When I get recognition, then I'll give you peace. I'll love you because you love me. And I could love you even though I'm evil and bad. I could be good even though I'm evil and bad. I don't have to be evil and bad. I'm only evil and bad because you won't recognize me or acknowledge me. Because you pray to me and then want to see Jesus and he don't show up. And you pray to me and you're thinking of Jehovah and Jesus and they're in heaven and I'm here. If you want me to show up, then know who's hearing your prayers. It's the devil and Satan hearing your prayers. And if Jesus and Jehovah hear them, they're not going to answer them because the God of this world is the God of this world. And it's me. And I'm the one that will be ruling it. They're not going to go past my command. They're going to let me do my job and be who I am. It's because I am who I am. So you're saying that they're not going to answer my prayers because you're supposed to. That's right. I'm supposed to, but they don't recognize me. And if I show up to rescue them, they'll certainly run away in fear or be so scared that they'll freak out and die or run away or beg for their life. And ultimately, some of them I'll kill, and the other ones I'll save them and help them if they acknowledge me. So you're saying it's simply that we have to acknowledge you. I demand that you acknowledge my domain. It's my domain, and I'm God. And Jesus is not ruling this world. He's ruling that heaven. You can see him when you get up in that heaven. That's not here. This is here. This is mine. That's not mine. This is mine. This is where you're at. You're not up there in that. And if you're thinking of that and you're here, that don't work. That won't work. Okay, great. So we have to acknowledge you and accept you and respect you. You have to